Hello everybody, it's Walrusxyz here, and today I am going to be counting down my top 10 Yu-Gi-Oh decks for beginners. And if you ever just want to start playing this game, these are 10 decks that are all worth considering. But yeah, let's just move on to number 10, which is Fluffle and Frightfur. Um, we got some pros here. And you get to kill in one turn, obviously, really fast. You get a lot of searchability, and you get a bunch of powerful sweepers like Fright for Tiger and Fright for Wolf to destroy their field and their life points. And you've got cards like Fright for Sheep and Fright for Saber Tiger, which are very difficult to overcome. And overall, it's just a really good deck. But we also have some cons. If you're banished, yeah, you just pretty much lose because the deck plays a lot from the graveyard. And it's the most expensive deck on this list. It can range anywhere from 150 to 250 nowadays because a lot of people have actually been playing it. I actually picked it up for like 50 before anyone was playing it. But it's actually a really big thing now. So, yeah, that's Fluffle Frightfur. Moving on to number 9, we have DDD. And I know what you guys are thinking, DDD? Why DDD? Well, actually, it's got a lot of good things. You will legitimately never run out of life points if you have Oracle King to Archon. You've got a lot of searchability, and it teaches all of the mechanics of the game that are really important. Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, and some Pendulum mechanics. And it's going to get a lot of support, and that will make the deck budget. Because, well, it's going to get support in the form of a structure deck, which will make the deck budget. $30 for that. But there are some cons. It is steeper in price than most decks. If you get this deck before the whole structure deck comes out, and it's $100 to $200. And if you get hit by a Raigeki, you're kind of screwed because they destroy all of your resources. And unless you have a card like DDD Wave King Caesar to return your cards, yeah, it's gonna hurt. On to number 8, we have Blackwing. So we got some pros. It's a fast summon, a fast synchro, and it's fast all around. And it's a fast field cleaner, and sometimes the deck takes skill, but as Josh has shown, it usually doesn't. Actually, scratch that. The deck actually does take a lot of skill to play. Just not with Josh. Josh doesn't have any skill. And it can break occasionally, though. And it sits a bit higher than most other decks, $70 to $100. On to number 7. We have BLS, Black Luster Soldier. Now here are some pros. It's actually a pretty fun deck, and it plays strong and has some decent searchability, and plus you get ritual summons, which are actually pretty cool. Not often that you get to ritual summon in a powerful deck. No one go into the comment section and go, ooh, but what about Necros? Necros is dead. And it is a bit more pricey, anywhere from $50 to $150, mainly because the BLSs are like 30. A set of super soldiers is like 30. And it can break, like most decks. Moving on, number 6. We've got Shiranui. Now, Shiranui is actually pretty fun as well. It's really easy to learn, and it gives pretty good synchro lessons, and they buff themselves, and they flood the field fairly well, and they play from the graveyard and the banished zone. So, if your cards are banished, you're not going to die. Of course, the deck's price, it jumps a lot. It can range anywhere from $40 to $200. It really just depends on how you play it. If you're a rarity whore, then it's going to be, at least $200. But if you're just chilling, it can go from 40 to maybe 150. It's a cool deck, though. You should probably look into it as well. On to number 5, Toon. Now, this is an odd one, but it's actually fairly budget. This is how much I got my Toon deck for, 30 to 60, 30 for the main core, 65 for the staples. I don't know about you guys, but this is what I got my Toons for. And I don't know if I'll do a deck profile on those. I think I might just sit them in the closet and let them never come out again. But you can hit over your opponent, and you can protect your Toons with a field spell. And it's just, overall, a really good deck. And without Toon World, you're kind of dead. Without the field spell, or without the continuous spell, you kind of lose. But that's why you play 3 terraforming. It's okay. On to number 4. Wow, that was a fast. Gradle. Gradle is really just great. You actually have to do no work because you take your opponent's monsters. Takes no skill. And it's really budget. It's about $30 to $50 for the whole main deck. Plus the 3 Gradle Dragons. I mean, if you want other cards in your extra deck, it's obviously going to jump up a little. But, you know, $30 to $50. And this is also taking in account kaijus, too. Like $50 if you're going to run some kaijus, but 30, in between 30 to 50 if you're just going to run Gradles. So, and if you run Raigeki, obviously everything's going to be over $20. And some cons, if your opponent doesn't really have any monsters and they Raigeki you, you kind of lose. Well, not lose, but you kind of lose a lot of your opportunities to take their monsters. So you'll take a lot of damage. Finally, on to the top 3. At number 3, we have Masked Heroes. And this deck is fast and easy to run, and it's very consistent. And it can actually be budget. The structure deck is $10 a piece, so you buy 3 of them, you get a structure deck. But the full overpowered deck is like $100 to $200. And this is the deck that Justin is currently running, and it's really good. He's playing the overpowered version, but it's good. It's good, very fast and consistent. And there are no real cons to the deck, as far as I've seen. At number 2, we have Monarchs. Oh, I hate this deck. No extra deck at all. It's really easy to sit there. And they are literally the cheapest deck on the market right now, just $30. And they're unbelievably powerful, and because they stop all the extra deck play, and you can laugh as people call you the scum of the earth. Some cons, you won't have any friends, you might deck out, and if they play Mask of Restrict, you might as well forfeit, and also it bricks. So yeah, Monarchs. Oh shoot. These were the cons for the Masked Heroes. I think I might have put them in different order. They can brick a bit more than other... Back to the Masked Heroes. They can brick, and they have a lack of monsters. I did it. And finally, at number 1, this is probably what I recommend you play if you choose to start. We have Deskbot. This deck has a lot of pros and a few cons. So, it's really budget. The main deck is $20 to $40, and it's $40 if you choose to play Double Summon, because Double Summon's like $10 a piece, and you run 2 of them. So it's like $20 for the main deck if you don't run Double Summon, but you'd run Double Summon. $20 to $40. I guess Monarchs aren't the cheapest if you choose to run this. And this is without the extra deck, obviously. If you're gonna play like Cyber Dragon Infinity, you're gonna jump it up like to $50, $70. But it teaches the mechanics of pendulum summons, and it can also synchro and XC summon very easily. And it has a reliable OTK system, and the monsters are very easy to summon. And it's overall a deck that'll be getting a lot of support in the future. And a few cons. It relies on monster effects, and if you get negated, you pretty much lose. And they all have relatively low attack points to begin with, so if you don't get any more Deskbots on the field, it could potentially mean death. And they are getting a field spell in the future. But yeah, those are my top 10s. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section of your choices for budget decks for beginners. Gotta take in mind it's for beginners. If it wasn't for beginners, I would have put Ghost Trick on this list. But yeah, that's basically all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and post your own opinion in the comment section below. This is Walrusxyz signing out.